I'm just gonna give it a sec for people to start popping in, and then I'm gonna start. All right. Okay. So, sorry. I think I pressed the stream a couple times and to finally get it to work, but this one should be it. All right. So let's just get straight into it. So first, I'm going to go over the watch list from Friday for today, and then we'll get into some of the gappers for this morning. Hey, what's up, Bruno? Good to see you in here, man. Glad to have you. Okay, so the couple that I had on watch, there weren't that many. Igloo Trader, good morning, man. How you doing? Was WWR, XTNT, and SLDB. So WWR is a pretty interesting one because it's like it's a short squeeze on a few different occasions. So if we look at the daily chart, you know, you had this day back here in October when it gapped up and then it failed, gave everything back. Then you have this day here in June where it gapped up and gave it all back. Then you have this day here in August where it ran and then gave it all back. So typically, you know, everybody, you look at the daily to kind of see exactly what it's doing, right? This day it held up, it didn't give it back, you know, on September 28th. And then, it actually did, but then it reclaimed. It spiked into after hours. It squeezed all the shorts who were super aggressive because this wasn't a huge gap. So that's why it held up. And that's why I didn't want to short it. And then it squeezed after hours, pulled back a little bit. More shorts piled in. It squeezed again. And then on this red day, more shorts piled in. And then we had this massive short squeeze on Friday. And this is the type of situation where you have to kind of understand the fundamentals of a company because this specific situation, if you look into their filings, they have warrants at $5.06, and they have a massive amount of warrants at $5.06. There's a lot. So, you know, everybody who, you know, didn't look into the fundamentals is shorting all these levels thinking that it's going to fail. And in reality, they're trying to pump it above $5 so that they convert all their warnings. ASJ, morning, bro, and well done. You've come far, bro. Well done. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to have you in here. So that's why I think sometime last week I said in one of the watch lists, I think they're going to run this into $5 so that they can sell warrants or convert the warrants. And that's literally exactly what they did. So if you look at the intraday chart, you know, this is the gap day, or I don't know, somewhere. Anyway, so this was yesterday or Friday. So they ran it really hard into the close. And I also think they were able to do that because it was a very quiet day. It was very strange price action on multiple stocks because of Trump and him getting sick and stuff. Hey, what's up, Preston, man? How you doing? Good morning. And so my plan this morning was to basically short, if it gapped up, short any pushes to $5 and then look for a fade back down. However, they came out with an offering this morning, and surprisingly enough, it held the support here of $4, and you know, now it's at, you know, close to $5, and it's kind of consolidating now. So my thinking is that, you know, because they sold, you know, it was only over $5 for a very short amount of time. So my thinking is that they still have a lot more that they want to convert, so they'll probably run it higher. And I was gonna take a starter here, but there were no shares, so I was like, whatever. But now looking back at it, I think they're gonna try to run it even higher. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be today or over the course of a couple days or a week. But I think they didn't have enough time to sell a whole bunch or convert a whole bunch here. So that's my process or thinking process on that. Then XTNT, this was Friday's gap and crap. This wasn't really a bounce short because if you look into, it had a lot more volume than the previous gap and crap days, but now it's failed. Obviously, it's gapping down. So really, I'm looking for pops into, the 165, ideally 165 resistance, which was support on Friday. So just a simple little bounce short on that. SLDB, this one is a short squeeze in similar situation. So what I've noticed these few weeks is that a lot of these gap and craps don't have a second red day. They end up having a big move on winds the first day, and then they trap a lot of shorts and then they squeeze it. So and you can kind of see the price action. It was slow. It was grinding up. It wasn't like a morning spike into a level, like a quick squeeze, right? It was slow, and that's what I'm gonna start watching out for. Like when I see this kind of grind, slow consolidation, grind up, I'm just gonna get out because that's the type of move that will kick you in the butt. You're gonna keep adding into all these little pops, and it's just gonna keep going higher. So this is something that I'm learning, trying to understand better on second red days. Okay, now let's get into some of the gappers. Let me go over CRVS, which is the first one I'm in, and my favorite setup for this morning. If you look on the daily, you can see that on 100 million this day on the 7th of July, it gapped up, ran, and gave it all back. So that's created a lot of bag holders, and this next time that it gaps up, it's likely going to pull back, at least in the morning. What's up, Schneider's Garage? How you doing? Carl, great job, informational. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So CRVS, you can see it's like starting to roll over. However, the key level for me is this 560 level. So once it confirms and once 560 fails, then you can scale pretty hard. Before that, it's still front side. So this may, I'm thinking that because this day wasn't like it did run, but it still held the gap. If this like gapped up to like 630s and then ended in like the 3s or 4s, then I would be a lot more convicted in this trade. However, it kind of held and it just kind of faded off slowly. So I'm thinking that this is probably not an all-day hold for me. If this trade ends up working out, then I'll probably cover into the morning pullback. That's what I'm hoping for. So that's CRVS. Then we have KOS. Looking at the daily, not the most ideal daily, but this one moves with the market. You can see it's an energy play. Not that great, but it's a failed chart nonetheless. So I would say that any bounces, really, any pops, any gaps are going to be sold into by investors, not really day traders. It's probably more of an investor chart, moves with the market, but so people are probably going to look to get out. So really any pops I would ideally into 175 should be sold into. I am in at 160 with really it's only a starter, so I'm not really up much. I mean, I'm up a decent percentage, but I only took a starter, so I would welcome another push out of the open to 175 too to add into, but yeah. Nick the Winner, what pattern is CRVS? CRVS is a bounce short, just classic huge volume resistance on a previous day on the daily, and now you're just shorting into that gap, bouncing gap. Just it may not fit the exact criteria for Steven Ducks, however, it's good enough for me to take. Exactly, bounce plus gap. GRNQ is the other one I'm in. I'm in this one a little early. I mistimed it, but that's okay. I will manage this the best I can. As you can see, similar kind of to what I look for. You know, days that it ran and failed, days that it ran and failed, day that it ran and failed. So now I'm just looking for, you know, for it to do the same thing, because, you know, most of the time it's going to do exactly what it's been doing every single time it gaps or runs. Unless there's, you know, a huge amount of volume that wipes away any former bag holders, and rotates its float too many times, then it can run. But at least in the morning, it probably will not. I'm currently in this. I don't really know my average. I don't really check my broker while I trade, just because I like to trade the chart. I don't like to trade P&L or whatever. But I will say I don't have the best average, but still a decent setup. I think it will come down. It's holding this base now at 230s. So I want to see a crack down at $2. And if there are more shares available, I don't know. I don't think there are any more shares. I would like to take a pop to like 230s after, you know, pulls back. GRNQ is a bounce plus gap too. Yep, exactly. So yes, so that one's just a similar situation, you know, similar pattern. ENLV, very similar to SLDB. As you can see, it had this huge gap day, gave it back, and then Friday it squeezed, you know, a lot of the shorts, me included. And you can see literally the exact same action as SLDB. You know, gave it all back. Shorts had no reason to cover, so they were still holding. And then this day, slow action, slow grind, you know, just kind of slowly squeezing everybody. Kind of everybody's just hoping it comes down, you know. It was holding VWAP, you know, oh, it might come down, oh, it might come down again, oh, it's failed, it might come down again. All of a sudden at the end, it's squeezed. So I lost some on that. But you know, now I'm more ready for this type of price action. You know, this month for me is going to be focused on learning price action, learning what a stock is doing, how it's moving. So you know, I am taking this and I'm memorizing this type of price action for next time. So now I consider this just basically all the brokers buying everybody in. Any of the shorts just got destroyed on this gap. Like, you know, if you're holding and you're short at $10, you know, a lot of brokers will open at 7 a.m., some earlier, but if your broker buys you in at 7, you are down 70%. You're going to get bought in. So especially if you're oversized. So yeah, I think this type of action is a lot of blown up accounts. That's what I think. So really, I would say any pops to 1630s is my level. Obviously, I don't think it gets there because it's already come down so much. But I'm gonna wait for the open, see the price action, see what it does, and look for backside. Tom, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Imagine is the next one I have on watch. So do I even have this one on watch? Yeah, I don't really care about this one. You know, bigger market cap, 760-ish. Bigger float. I don't care too much about it. But, you know, if we can somehow get a push to $5, maybe 6, then I'll look for backside. But other than that, I don't really care much about it. If I was here, then I would definitely be shorting it. I would have loved, you know, this move to happen right now, because then I would have taken it. But other than that, no. Okay, so I think that is it. Anybody have any questions before I sign off? Mr. Howard, what's up, Al? I don't know if there's somebody in here named Al, or if you're talking to me, Alex. But if you're talking to me, what's up, man? Alright guys, those are my plans. Let's just quickly go over what everything is doing so far. GRNQ still holding this 230 base VWAP, looking for a crack under VWAP to see if they're, and then scale in. CRVS holding the support, but it's under 6, so looking for pops. We'll love a 560 fail to really size in. KOS still working, but would love to see a push to 175. Thanks for answering questions this morning. You are welcome. I think I try to every morning. Maybe I just don't always have enough time, but I am always open to questions and always willing to answer. Okay, that is it, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good one.